Hi everyone. So I made a hat. Pretty much, I've been having trouble the last year or so finding hats that fit my head. Wintertime. So what I did was I went on eBay and I bought these quote unquote Rasta hats, like the beanies, and they look kind of like this. Kind of like this, it's a little visor, a lot of room on the inside for your hair. I bought this one, I got this one, and I have this one on my head. This one's my favorite. But all of these hats, the material is kind of thin. I live in Boston, it gets cold, and this is not really a great winter hat. So I decided, you know what? I use my looms all the time. I'll make my own hat. And it was the experience, not from hell, but it was pretty tough. So let me show you the hat that I made. First of all, I made this hat much bigger than these hats because these hats, they don't really fit. Like this one does a little bit. This one has the most room, this gray one. But like this gray one and this brown one, like I have to really shove my hair up in there to get enough room. And then there's like no extra room after that. There's no more give to the hat. And it leaves like a line on my forehead. You can't really see it. It leaves a line on my forehead afterwards because it's kind of tight because my hair takes up a lot of room. So I'm like, you know what? I need a bigger hat. I need a thicker hat. I make my own hat. And here it is. There's a little brim. Here's a long hat. I made it pretty darn big because I want this hat to last me next year too. It was too much trouble making this hat. I don't want to make another hat like this. I want this hat to last me for the next year or so. So there's a lot of room in this hat. And this is the shape. I haven't tried it on yet though, I'm scared. But basically the rest of this video is going to be more focused towards my looming friends and how I did that exactly. So if you don't want to watch the rest of it, you can feel free to turn it off now. I won't be insulted. So basically the hat is made with this wool. This is the Lion brand. Lion brand Woolies Chunky. And this hat took about almost two. I bought two thingies of yarn, and with the other yarn I'd already used it to make something else. So the last set I yarned and all this yarn made this hat. And pretty much I followed a pattern I got in this book. This is the More Knitting Wheel Fashions, 18 Projects. This is a pretty good book. This was at my local craft store. I've gotten a few of these books in my craft store. And pretty much it's this pattern right here. This hat. I was trying to make something kind of like this hat, but longer. So pretty much the problem with the looms is it's one size. So I started this green loom and I knit, but I needed the hat to kind of balloon out a little bit more towards the end so that I have more room for my hair. So my bright idea was that I would start the hat on this loom and then transfer it over to this loom slowly and gradually, because this loom has 5 pegs more than this one does. So my bright idea was that I would kind of hold them together and knit together as I slowly transferred up those 5 pegs. That ended up being such a pain in the butt. It was so hard. Pretty much I used like 4 or 5 different stitches. If you can go closer here. Now, the visor part of the hat is the twisted knit stitch. And then there's a line of purl stitches right here. And then I did about 7 or 8 rows of a knit stitch. And then I went back to the twisted knit stitch. And the thing is, when I did the increase, when I lifted the hat from the green loom to the yellow loom, left a little bit of a gap. So I did the M1 increase to make one. But I did it kind of wrong because you're supposed to lift up the bar from between the two and then twist it. I didn't twist it, I just lifted it up. And I ended up with like little holes on like this. See this little hole right here? In the hat. Where you see it was 2 rows then the hole comes, and then the third row pops out from where the hole was. So when I got through with the hat, I was not going to go back and knit again. So I did was I took some yarn to the inside of the hat, took a little bit of yarn, made a knot, closed the holes up. Bam. It's the inside of the hat. No one's going to see it. I don't care. This hat took me about 2 days, probably about 5 hours over 2 days to do. It was pretty hard because this yarn, it has some give to it, but doing a knit stitch on the looms, on these looms, is very hard. I would recommend an ITA loom, Intatic Flexi Loom, because this was a pain in the tuchus. My hands are sore, my thumb is sore from using the stitch, from using the tool, and what can I say? I did it. I did the hat, and I am going to try it on for you guys now. I'm kind of scared because this knit stitch at the bottom is very tight, and it's a good tight fit. But there's a lot of room. You can see that nice balloon shape from the narrow part to the top. And then at the top, what I did was I knit two together to make it less bulky. I took like every other stitch, and then I got too hard, and I took every third or fourth stitch, knit them together. I mean, you can obviously see where the mistakes are in this hat. Like, it's not perfect. Like, I don't know what happened here. I think I was watching TV and I got distracted, and I don't know what happened. Oh, also, I meant to say, at one point, I was also adding extra rows along the back to give it more of a pouch too in the back. So I would knit around, and then I would, so my visor was like right about here, so I would knit around, do one complete round, and then I would stop, and I would go halfway this way and halfway in that way. And I added like 2 extra rows to the back. So that I added in the end maybe about 18 extra rows just to the back part to give it more of a pouch, in addition to it being bigger in the back. So, alright, I'm going to try this hat on for you guys. I will be right back. Alright, so this is me with the hat on. I put some earrings on because I look like a boy without it. But, yeah, this is it. It's a bit tight, especially right here with this tighter stitches, this knit stitching. It's kind of tight right there, but I'm hoping the yarn will have a little bit more give over time. When I first put my hair in, the hat stood like straight up like this. Like, it was sticking straight up like that. Because the yarn is stiffer. So, gotta kind of fiddle around with it to get the shape that you want. You gotta kind of move your hair around in the hat too, to get it laid the way you want it to lay. But that's pretty much it. I wish I made the brim a little bit longer, actually. It's kind of short. Oh well. Now I know. But yep, this is the hat. I forgot to tell you guys that this yarn is a 80% acrylic, 20% wool blend. So the reason why this is called woolies is because it's supposed to be a bulky weight yarn with the warmth of wool and the easy care of acrylic. So this is washable. I probably would still wash it in cold water with a cold rinse. But this hat is washable. I don't have to worry about it shrinking up any more than this afterwards. I guess this is about it. So this is the final product. This is the hat. I have plenty of room left in here. Plenty of room. It's pretty warm. It's a little bit tight. But maybe it'll loosen up over time. Who knows? I wish I had a longer brim. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Whatever. But yep. So this is the hat. That was my project. I was kind of going on this hat. This is my favorite hat. So I wanted to have a little bit of a different stitch here. And I guess it kind of came out like that. But I'm worn out from this hat. Man. I don't know. It looks good, but I don't know if I would do it again. I don't know. Alright, guys. That's it. And hit me up if you have any questions. Rate, comment, subscribe. Bye.